This is the card that I'm going to show you in today's video, and specifically what I wanted to share with you is how I got this multicolor stamped image here, sort of the ombre effect. So I'm going to show you. And before I show you the technique, I just want to mention quickly that this technique works best on solid stamps like this. This is a solid image where the words are actually the negative, the cutout portion of the stamp. Does not work so well on like line images that you would want to color in or something like that. So solid stamps work best for this. There are a bunch of different ways to get a multicolor stamped image, and this way is one of my favorites because it's really easy, it's fun, you get a different look every time, and you really get a nice blended look. So I'm using 4 different ink pads for my image today. I'm using crushed curry, chocolate chip. This is one of the brand new in colors. It's called Cucumber Crush, and also Pear Pizzazz. And this is the stamp that I'm using. It's this great silhouette with the text inside. Super on trend. I love this set. And it's from this set right here. It's one of the new Hostess exclusive stamp sets. So if you place an order of $150 or more, this is one of the sets that you could get for free. And then you're just going to need a couple of sponge daubers. And I really like these little ones that kind of go on your finger like this, but you can use any kind of little sponge or sponge dauber or makeup sponge. The first thing that I'm going to do is take a little piece of Scotch tape and mask off the stem and the leaf of the pear on this stamp. And then I'm going to go ahead and ink up the whole thing in my lightest color, or my base color, which in this case is crushed curry. Make sure you remove that tape. And I'm going to take my next darkest color, which here is Pear Pizzazz, and I'm inking up my sponge dauber really well. And then I'm just going to tap that sponge onto the stamp where I want that light green color to be. Use a little scratch paper just to wipe the yellow off before I go back into the pear. And just keep using the sponge dauber to ink up until I like how much green is on there. Then I'm going to go into my darkest color, which here is the Cucumber Crush, and just sponge on a little bit of that towards the edge of the pear. I'm going to use the chocolate chip to carefully ink up the stem. Also, I'm using a sponge dauber here for that, but you could certainly use a marker for this part of the inking if you want. And then I'm going to use Cucumber Crush again to dab some ink onto the leaf of the pear. You could also use a marker for that if you choose. Just making sure I've got good complete coverage there. Then I'm going to go ahead and huff or breathe on the stamp a couple times to reactivate that ink, and just go ahead and stamp that down. And here's a little bit of a closer look at our finished image. I just fussy cut out my stamped image, and this is a really easy image to cut out. And I'm going to go ahead and make my card. I've got my card base prepped. This is a piece of cardstock that is 4 1/4 by 11. Yep, 4 1/4 by 11, scored at 5 1/2. And this is the brand new, in the new catalog, heavyweight Whisper White cardstock. It's 100-pound cardstock, and it's really sturdy and nice, and it's perfect for card bases. You do just want to be aware when you're working with this cardstock, if you're making your card base with it, you do want to score it before you fold it, or it is more likely to crack than the other cardstocks. And then I have a layer of the Cucumber Crush and another layer of just regular Whisper White, the lighter weight, that I've embossed with the dots. Hope you can kind of see that. So that's ready for me. And then this is the new metallic thread that's in the Stampin' Up! Catalog for 2015. It comes in silver and gold, and it's a really nice heavyweight thread. It's awesome. It's really fun stuff. So I have a piece of that in the silver. What I'm going to do is just flip my image over and put some snail on the back. And I'm going to take the thread and sort of wrap it around my fingers. And then I can just kind of mess with it and, you know, messy it up a little bit. And I'll just kind of stick it into the snail on the back and then flip it over. And I can continue to mess with it until it looks the way I want it to look. This takes a little fussing. Just play with it. There's no science to it until you get it to look the way you want. Then I'm going to take a couple of dimensionals. If you can hear that in the background, that is my 5-week-old daughter waking up. Bring my card base back in. And then I'm just going to place my pear in the bottom right corner here. And that finishes up the card. It's a very clean and simple card and lets that really fun image take center stage. And here's another card that I made using the same technique. This card's a little bit smaller. I used the note cards and envelopes, which are 3.5 by 5, and I used the gold thread on this one. And I did the same technique on the peach. I just used crushed curry, Calypso coral, and a little bit of Tangelo twist down at the bottom. And then I also used chocolate chip and cucumber crush ink. I hope you can see on here I did a little bit of dry embossing just with my scoring board. Just made a couple of stripes just for a little added interest and a little white on white layer. So I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope you'll give this fun technique for multicolored stamped images a try. If you have any questions, please let me know. And until next time, thanks for watching and happy stampin'. Bye-bye.